Hello everyone, and welcome to Authentic Now Yoga, the online yoga studio for anybody and everybody. My name is Jody Pignole, and today we're going to have a class centered around the sun salutation. The sun salutation is a sequence of asanas, of postures, that can either stand alone as a practice all on its own. It can be woven into a class, if that's something I do regularly, because I feel it's such a valuable sequence. The intention of the sun salutation is to get your whole body alive, to get your blood flowing, your lymph flowing, enliven your nervous system, get your organs alive. To that end, there are a few contraindications. If you have high blood pressure, if you have heart disease, if you have a history of stroke, if you are pregnant, if you are in the very first days of your moon cycle, this is not a recommended sequence for you. We're going to do a little bit of warm-up first, and then we'll break down the sun salutation, and then we'll move into the sun salutations. We'll take them at a couple different speeds, so you can just see what that feels like, to take it nice and slow, and then moderate, and then we'll do one quick round, just to give you a taste of that. And then we'll have a warm down and a shavasana. I want to let you know that when we are in the beginning of each round, you're going to take a nice full breath, and I'll cue that, of course. But when you do, I want you to think about inviting in the sun, inviting in the warmth, inviting in light, whatever speaks to you. It's super important to bring that into our beings on a regular basis, especially in the winter months when it's hard to remember that the sun is, for some of us, that the sun is shining still somewhere. So we're going to start our practice with a few moments of mindfulness. And so I'd like to invite you to find an easy seated pose. There's another video on how to create an easy seated pose, but for our purposes right now, what I want you to do is just be able to find some cross-legged position where this bottom half of your body can relax and just sort of ground into the mat. And then your spine can become nice and vertical and uplifted and open. Yes. If it feels comfortable to close your eyes, you may close your eyes, just look down, and then gently close your lids. And we're going to take a few moments to just feel what it feels like to be in our bodies right now. What do we notice as we bring our attention and our awareness to the moment via our body, via our connection to our body? So maybe you notice your hands on your thighs. Maybe you notice your sit bones on your mat, your bolster, your blanket. Maybe you notice there's tension or holding someplace. See if you can just let that soften. A few classic holding places for people: the jaw, shoulders, let them sink, the glutes. We tend to hold, squeeze our butt, the pelvic floor tight. Just let that soften. Then you can bring your awareness to your breath, to your body simply breathing itself. There's nothing to change, nothing to judge. I'm just noticing and following the breath as you inhale and exhale. So these next few breath cycles, allow that breath to expand a little bit. Imagine it filling into your being and flowing through into the empty spaces. Not really empty. Beautiful. And if your eyes were closed, you can open them now. Excellent. All right, so we're going to do a little warming up of the spine, some of the joints. So we're going to inhale our arms up. We can exhale our arms down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Just nice and easy. Let that breath flow. Last one. Inhaling up. Beautiful. Exhale down. We're going to inhale the arms up one more time. And then we're going to bring our right arm into the inside of the left knee or the right knee. We're going to reach the left arm back. Just stay here for a few breath cycles, extending the spine long, reaching the arms out away from each other. Nice. And on your next inhalation, just lift those arms again. And then we'll just move to the other side. So the left arm comes on the inside of the left knee, our right arm reaches back. Stay for a few breath cycles. Just feel a little spiral, a little opening. Inhale those arms up together again. This time we're going to take the left hand down behind the back and we're going to take the right hand to the outside of the left knee. Round the sit bones, grow the spine up through the crown. Yeah, nice center line, and then we'll take a nice little spiral here. From the belly to the chest, shoulders, all the way up to the neck. A few breath cycles, not straining, just nice and easy and tall. Sweet. On your next inhalation, just bring those arms up again. We'll come over to the other side. So right hand behind, left hand to the outside of the right knee. Round the sit bones, grow the spine. Nice little spiral. Lovely. Inhale your arms up again. Exhale. Okay, so we're going to take our legs about a little wider than shoulder width apart. I'm going to move my bolster out of the way. Hands just underneath the shoulders behind you. All right, then we'll just let your knees drop one side to the other. Nice and loose and easy. Just sort of waking up the hips. Nice. All right, let's meet over on the left side. So we're going to plant the shins. We're going to take that left hand under that left shoulder. And then we're going to lift the hips, lift the arm, reach and grow. You can reach, kind of do a little side body stretch, or you can open the chest more towards the ceiling. You choose. Yeah. All right, let's come on down. Bring those knees down and over to the other side. Right hand under right shoulder. Left hand leads you up. Nice side body stretch. Front chest opener. Little bows. Nice. Got it. Come on, sit back down. Let's just do one more thing for our hands. So we're going to be on our wrists a little bit. So take your thumb knuckles together. And then bring the heels of the hand together, the back of the hand together. Just take that around a couple times. And then reverse. Nice. Okay, so we're going to find ourselves in a child's pose. It's kind of like my little demarcation from the warm up to to, well, a little bit more warming up, but really moving into the practice. But it's also a great opportunity to remind you to kind of ground into your body, connect with your breath or your body, whatever helps you feel more connected to yourself and into this moment. And it's a nice opportunity to set your intention for your practice if that's something that you want to do as well. Okay, so in a child's pose, a couple different possibilities. You can use blankets, bolsters for support underneath your shin. If it's hard on your ankles, you can take it behind your knees if it's hard on your knees. You can take your block for your head. Whatever's going to work to help you feel like you can settle in there a little bit. And just let your breath flow. Let your hips sort of slide away, lengthening your spine. All right, we're going to come up into all fours. So we're going to find the knees underneath the hips and the hands underneath the shoulders. A little tip on the hand position, because we're going to be on our hands quite a bit while we do our sun salutations. Come back on the heels of the hands and widen those fingers. Really spread them far. Have the middle finger pointing forward, or another way is that the creases on the wrists are parallel with your mat. Yeah. And then you can lift your palm gently, like there's a little bug underneath each palm that you don't want to squish. All right, so let's find our spine in its nice neutral position. So tilt your pelvis where your tailbone is sticking up. And then tilt your pelvis so that your tailbone is tucked under. And then come somewhere in the middle there. And then reach your spine long from there. You can reach from the crown of the head. And then let's just get ourselves oriented with our shoulders correctly. So sink down in between those shoulder blades. And then push up above the shoulder blades. And then see if you can find a little midpoint there. Yes. So this little engagement of the core as we lengthen, you can feel the belly engage. You can feel your shoulders setting on your back. This alignment and engagement of the core body and the spine is something that we're going to want to just kind of check in with every now and then while we spend a lot of time in down dog and in our standing posture. But for right now, we're going to loosen up the spine a little bit, warm it up with some cat and cow. So we're going to tuck that tailbone under, bring the belly back towards the spine, and round the back all the way up till we bring the crown of the head towards the bottom, towards the mat. Towards the mat. Nice. And then we're going to shift that. So start with the pelvis first. Lift the tailbone up, let the belly come down towards the mat, and then lift up through the crown. Beautiful. Start one more, initiating with the tailbone, tucking it under. Bring your belly up towards the spine. Bring the crown down. And last one, tilt that pelvis again. Let the belly move down towards the mat. Lift up, really grow the spine here. Nice. And then let's return to neutral. We're going to curl the toes under. Check in with that neutral spine, an engaged spine. And then we're going to simply lift the hips. Imagine like you're an ironing board. That spine is just staying in that same position. Keep the knees bent. Lift the hips way far away from the hands. Nice. And then you can start slowly straightening your legs. You can walk them out a little bit, taking your time, opening up the backs of the knees, opening up the Achilles, the calf muscles, the hamstrings. All right, let's just walk our feet to our hands. And let's find a little forward fold here, since we're going to be doing quite a few of these as well. So feet are underneath the hips, parallel from the second toe to the middle of the ankle. Keep your knees bent. Just let this all release. Hang your head. You can take your hands wherever feels comfortable. If you can't get down this far, that's fine. We have no attachment to where your forward fold goes. Maybe you can't even bend that far. You can be here. So just take another breath cycle or two, wiggling in, finding a forward fold that's going to work for this moment. It's all subject to change. Nice. All right, gently bend the knees, and we're just going to roll up from the bottom to the top. Bringing one vertebra on top of the other, all the way till we get to vertical. Okay, I'm just going to turn and face you, and I'm going to start my sun salutations at the end of the mat. But I want to show you a few things to keep in mind as you work in that standing posture. I talked a little bit about the spine while I was in all fours, but I'm going to talk about it again just quickly. Feet are going to be underneath the hips, parallel from the second toe to the center of the ankle. Just check and see how I'm doing there. Nice. And then just feel the contact of the mat with the bottom of your feet. So you're alive and all the way down into the bottoms of your feet. And then we're going to lift the kneecaps. Imagine we're pressing those calf muscles back to the wall behind us. Lift the kneecap. Engage the quads. Now, the way we talked about the pelvis while we were on all fours, we can have the tailbone sticking out, or we can have it tucked under. But we want to find a nice neutral position here. And then from that nice neutral spine, and we're using all these little muscles to find that alignment. We're going to inhale our spine nice and tall. Engage the core so our ribs aren't sticking out. Tuck them in a little bit. So then see about getting those ears over the shoulder. And so as opposed to lifting the chin to move the head back, just slide that chin back. And you can open up the collarbones. So all of this, and we're not expected to remember everything at every moment, but it's just a nice little frame of reference to return to when we're in our standing position. Okay, I'm going to come to the front of my mat. End of my mat. So hands in prayer pose here. I'm all aligned. I just tucked my tailbone a little bit. Got my quads activated. Got my belly activated. Just finding my nice vertical here. And this is where I'm going to take that nice big inhalation, inviting in the sun in all its glory and warmth. And then I'm going to release my hands. I'm going to reach my arms up nice and tall and come into a little bit of a back bend. Imagine this whole front body is lengthening, opening. Imagine your whole body is lengthening. Someone's pulling your hands up towards the heavens. Next. Then you can take all of that length into a forward fold. So again, find that forward fold that works for you. Maybe it's just here. Maybe you want to bend your knees instead. All of that's fine. And then you're going to step back with your right leg. The toes are curled under. The heel is up and reaching back. The back of that knee is opening. You can drop the knee if that works better for you. The front knee is over the ankle. And then I'm just going to let this open and release and find some length from the heel up through that leg, up through my spine, up through the crown of the head, bringing that heart forward if I've got it. If not, that's fine. Here's where I was talking about you can have a modification. You can use blocks here if you need to, if this is too extreme, having your hands on the mat. All right, so that's our first lunge. We're going to step back now into a down dog. And as we move more quickly, it might just seem like it's all transition, but it's not. We are anchoring into each pose along the way. So here's your down dog. Feel those sit bones reaching long away from your hands with the head dangle. All right, then we come forward on the knees, the chest, and the chin. The elbows are in towards the ribs, the butt sticks up in the air. Tilt that pelvis up. And then you slide down onto your belly, onto the tops of the feet. The hands are nice and wide here. Reach the elbows away from the shoulders, from the ears, bringing the shoulders with. And we're going to come into a cobra. So my back, my glutes are all engaged as I'm lifting my body off the mat. If you can't come up very far, that's totally fine. This is valid as long as the arms are engaged and moving away, the back is active, the toes can reach. Come up to wherever you can come up. That pelvis stays on the mat. Yes. We'll release that. Curl the toes under, lift the hips, push back to a down dog. Beautiful. We're going to step the right foot forward. If you need to help it so that the knee is or the ankle's under the knee, go ahead and do that. Now we have a lunge happening on the other side. Drop that knee if you need to. Use your blocks if you need to. Feel the opening, feel the lengthening of the spine as you reach long from the heel to the crown of the head. Lovely. All right, now we're going to step that back leg forward and find the forward fold. Whatever that looks like for you, I will say that a lot. You get to choose what your forward fold is going to be shaped like. Feel the spine lengthen. Feel gravity pulling that head down. All right, now so we're going to come to a standing from this position. So get those legs active and engaged. Get that spine. Already start to feel it lengthening. That is engaging your core. And then you're going to lift yourselves up. Bring those arms up overhead again, a little back bend. Then we'll return with the hands in prayer pose at the heart. I'm just going to balance out your vision here while I come to this side of the mat. So another full inhalation, inviting in the sun and the warmth and the light. Find your alignment here. We'll release the arms. Grow from those feet all the way up to the fingertips. Yes, lovely. Take all that into your forward fold. It's probably a little bit easier now. And we'll step back with the left leg. Feel it reach long. Feel this opening. And lift that kneecap. Lengthen your spine. Yes. Hands to the mat. Step back for your down dog. What do you notice here? What needs a little opening? And then let's come forward, knees, chest, chin, elbows in again. Butt sticks up in the air, slide down onto your belly, onto the tops of the feet, elbows in, reaching away, lifting wherever you are, lengthening, breathing. Don't forget that. Lower back down, curl the toes under, push back to a down dog. This time, the left leg steps forward. Help it if you need to. Staying in a lean with the hip. Find your length in your lunge. Easing forward. This time, we're going to step that right leg up to meet the left. Find a forward fold here. Start to engage. We're going to lengthen, support ourselves as we come all the way to standing, up into that back bend. Yes. And back to the beginning. Nice full breath cycle here. I'm going to come over on this side again. And we're going to do that in kind of a moderate speed now. We've talked about all the positions. We've broken it down. Let's just speed it up just a little bit. So nice full breath cycle. That you never speed up. Savor those. And we'll inhale, arms up, overhead, reach long. Take all that into a forward fold. Step back with the right leg, find the lunge. Step back with the left, find your down dog. Knees, chest, chin. Onto your belly, up into your cobra. Curl the toes under, back to the down dog. Step that right foot forward. Find that ankle under the knee. Find your lunge on this side. Step the left foot forward for your forward fold. Reach and grow all the way up. Back to the beginning. I'm just going to stay on this side. Full breath cycle. Finishing the round. Inhaling, arms up. Yes. Exhale, forward. Ooh, everything's starting to feel a little more free. I'm going to step back with the left leg. Find your lunge. Step back with the right, find your down dog. Come forward, knees, chest, chin. Onto the belly, up into your cobra. Release back down to the mat, curl the toes under, push those hips back up. Feel all that length. Step forward with that left leg. Find your lunge on this side. Nice. Step forward with the right. Find a forward fold. Inhale yourself all the way up. Find that back bend. Bring the hands back to the beginning. So we're going to do one more round a little bit faster. Nice full inhalation. Exhalation. All right, release. Arms up. Forward fold. Step the right leg back. Step the left leg back. Knees, chest, chin. Onto your belly. Up into your cobra. Curl the toes under, back to down dog. Step forward with the right leg. Find your lunge. Step forward with your left. Find your forward fold. Inhale your arms all the way up. Little back bend, back to the beginning. One more half a round left. Full breath cycle. Call in the sun. Release up towards the heavens. Forward fold. Yes, step back with the left leg. Find the lunge. Step back with the right. Find your down dog. Knees, chest, chin. Belly, cobra. Curl the toes under. Back to down dog. Step forward with the left leg. Step forward with the right. Inhale all the way up. Exhale back to the beginning. And then let's, with your eyes closed or open, you choose. Let's just stay here for a few breath cycles. Let our body just assimilate all that it's been doing. Just imagine that weaving its way through your system. Nice. Let's release our arms. So I'm going to face you again. We're going to do one standing balancing pose just to kind of use all that we've just created in our bodies. So as I talked about, this standing alignment with the feet underneath the hips and the engagement moving all the way up and the neutral pelvis and the neutral spine, tall, engaged. That is the alignment and the engagement that we want when we do a balancing standing pose. And all we do is shift our weight over to one leg. So we're going to come into a tree pose. And now this left leg, the foot can be at the ankle, the foot can be at the calf, or the foot can be at the inner upper thigh. Not against the knee, though. That's not good for it. It's a two-dimensional pose so that knee can start heading towards the wall behind you. Nice. And then you can just take your hands in prayer pose at your heart. Put your thumbs nestled up against your sternum, widen the collarbones. And stay here. You can lift your hands up if that feels nice, appropriate. There's no extra points for going further. There are extra points for listening to your body and staying in your range. Okay, let's bring that knee forward and we'll come on out. Maybe you're getting good at this by now because we just did a lot of it. So just find your alignment again and then we'll shift over to the other leg. Again, the foot is here if you're struggling with balance. It's here if maybe you need it a little closer. It's up here if you feel like you can maintain that and your balance. You can always use the wall. There's no shame in using the wall for support. I'm growing still. I'm finding that alignment. I'm finding that engagement. Yes. Reaching the arms up or over. That feels how you want to be in your tree pose. Nice, everybody. Bring that knee forward. Oops, popped out. I think we've earned a child's pose. Use your props if you need them. Just listen to your body. What does it feel like right now? What do you notice? Letting your brain soften. Been working hard. Lovely. All right, let's come on to our backs. And first, just bring your feet sort of up by your butt. Bring your knees in. Rest your hand on your belly. A few breath cycles here. Let your spine drift down to the mat. All right, then bring your feet are hip width apart. You're gonna hug in the right knee. It's just in the lane with the hip. And then extend that leg up towards the ceiling. If you can, clasp behind and extend, great. If not, and you need to bend the knee, bend the knee. Just do what you can do. A little pointy flex. Yes. Leave that. All right, release that knee, give it one more squeeze. Bring it back to the mat. We'll hug in the left side. And then extend that leg up towards the ceiling. Just opening up the back again, working with the ankle and the calf. All done their work. Beautiful. Bring that back in again. Sweet. All right, let's do one more thing before we find ourselves in Shavasana. So the feet are hip width apart, the knees are up. We're going to tilt that pelvis like we did when we were in our cat and cow position. Just rock it back and forth a few times. And then land with it tilted so the tailbones are tucked under and the lower back is in contact with the mat. Take your arms by your sides, palms down. Tuck the shoulder blades under. From here, we're just going to lift up, peel that spine off the mat. Lift the hips. Lift the heart. And then reverse that. So lay the spine down from the neck all the way down to that lower back. Tilt forward and back. And let's just find a neutral position here. Feel those feet in contact with the mat, pushing down into the mat. Arms, palms, shoulder blades, all pushing down as you lift your hips. Yeah. And then just gently set that back down. Hug both knees in. And then I'd like to just take, before Shavasana, a minute or so where you can just practice authentic movement. So listening to your body. Is there something that it needed, some shape or movement it needed during your practice that you didn't get to? Now's your time if you want to stretch out or curl up, move in different ways, move in a prescribed yoga pose, or just make it up. And then wrap that up. We're going to make our way into our Shavasana. So I'm going to invite you to pause the video if you want and find a blanket to make sure you're warm, or find a bolster to put behind your knees. It's nice in the lower back and the hips. The shoulder blades can be tucked under again, the palms face the ceiling. Really let all that tension go in your legs and your belly and your hips. your eyes if it feels comfortable. And your only job here is to do nothing. To release into gravity. Stay present with yourself. And with these next few breath cycles, just like we did at the beginning, let your breath flow beyond your lungs, beyond your chest cavity, into your whole body, all the way to your toes, your fingertips, crown of your head. And you can slowly start bringing your body back to life. Wiggle, stretch, move. Just roll onto your right side. Rest your head on your upper arm for a breath cycle as you feel what it feels like to be supported by the floor or the mat. And then gently pushing yourself up. Finding that easy seated pose again. Keeping your eyes closed if that's comfortable. Otherwise, have them be open. And we'll just rest our hands on our thighs again. Find that nice, tall, open spine. And you just return to that feeling of what it's like to be you now. What do you notice in your body, in your breath, in your mood? Is there anything you want to celebrate? Is there anything you want to take with you into the rest of your day? Just notice that. And then one more full breath cycle, filling that whole package. Beautiful. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today. Enjoy that sunshine as it fills your being. If you liked what you heard and saw, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you as a part of our community. Have a great day.